how's it going, everybody? And welcome to another exciting episode of Channel X, the only show on Thursdays that starts the weekend early. I am your host, TomDog247. As always, I'm Tom Dog all day and Tom Dog all night. Ooh, baby, all right. So, we got a pretty interesting show lined up. Not too much to talk about. Just basically some things that irk me, and I don't really want to feel like putting on the shirt and everything like that, and doing a rant and everything like that, because it's just stupid. So with that being said, but it is going to be an interesting topic to say the least. And so before we get things started, let's go ahead and do the shout outs and everything. Let's go ahead and do so. Big shout out to my good friend Josh over on Absolute Talk with Josh Albert. Tearing it up all the time on his podcast. You can check him out on the Podbean app. You can check him out on iTunes. You can also check him. You can also check out the website at absolutetalk.podbean.com, and you can download it through there with the various links that they have on there, and you can really have a lot of fun with that. His show is amazing and everything, so big shout out to him. Big shout out to my friends over at Gamer Pros and Otherwise, and Gamer Geeks over on Facebook. How you guys doing? Been checking out some Twitch episodes that some have been doing and everything. You guys are doing an amazing job, and keep it up. And of course the Mel and Apollo show on YouTube as well. But big shout out to them, and definitely we're checking out on Facebook the Gamer Geeks and Gamer Pros and Otherwise. Tell them Tom Dog sent you. Big shout out to my good friend Jen Y, because it's just Jen. How you doing? Hope you're keeping warm this Arctic chill that we're having. It's like, see, I don't even know what the temperature is right now. It's 7 degrees. So yeah, it's 7 degrees outside here on the East Coast and everything. So, but yeah, big shout out to her, and of course my good friends David and Marissa. How you guys doing? Glad that you guys are going to be checking out the show and everything like that. So, have a lot of fun with that. Plugs, not the hair plugs. We all know I don't need them. Loot Crate. If you have not yet subscribed to Loot Crate, you're missing out on some awesome stuff. I'm still waiting on information about my the January's crate, and here we are coming into the month of February with the binge crate, and I'm a little bit concerned about that. I'm gonna reach out to them later, find out what in the world's going on, because I have an unboxing to do, and here it is in the month of coming into February, and we still haven't gotten our January crates yet. So I gotta find out what's going on. And but the February crate is Transform. So be on the lookout for that and everything. So yeah. So as soon as I get that box and everything, as soon as I get the binge box, I will keep everybody informed on when and everything. So it's going to be very interesting. And of course, Culture Fly, they have some subscription boxes there as well. Big shout out to them. They have some subscription boxes as well, and they're really awesome. But you can check them out at culturefly.com, and you'll enjoy it too. And of course, funko.com, they have some subscription boxes as well. The Smuggler's Bounty, Disney Treasures, DC Legion of Collectors, and of course the Marvel Collector Core. So definitely don't want to miss out on those because they are really, really awesome. Definitely worth checking out. And this episode is brought to you by M&J Video Games and Collectibles. Trade in your old video games and consoles, from retro video games, accessories, and systems. You can also trade in your DVD box sets and Blu-rays. You can also trade in your sports cards and novelty items, as well as wrestling collectibles and autographed items spanning from sports, wrestling, and actors. If you happen to be in the Connecticut area and you want to check out the wonderful stores that they have, plus also they have a list of events on their website that you can check out. So for directions and list of events that they have going on, you can check them out on their website at mjvideogamesandcollectibles.com. And this episode is also brought to you by the She Bean Brewing Company here in Connecticut, and we have a new beer that we're going to be trying out. I finally picked it up, and it's called Down Right Up Left YB. And it's a Imperial India Pale Ale, which I believe is the same as the Alpaca Blanca. So let me see. Let me read the box, the can on here. India Pale Ale. Okay, so that's India Pale Ale, and then this one is Imperial India Pale Ale. So it's going to be a little bit different. So yeah, this is what the can looks like right there. Looks beautiful. Look at that. Looks like a little control. It looks like a little SNES controller. It looks really awesome. I love it. I was meaning to pick this up a couple of weeks ago when they unveiled it, but some financial issues happened, and plus also a little bit of weather as well. So I managed to pick this up last week, and I'm waiting. And I waited for today to try this out. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first time I'm trying this. So this actually is the first time I'm trying this. So let's see. Ooh. Pale ale. Yes. It's actually very good. It actually is really good. Has a nice citrusy has a nice you could taste some citrus in there, as well as the pale ale and everything, the pale ale. And so yeah, it's an IPA and everything. It's actually not that bad. It's actually really, really good. So, and it's 1 pint. And if you want to find out more about this, you can check out their website at shebeanbrewing.com. And you can follow them on social media apps, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or you can download the Untapped app today. It's very amazing. And you know what? I forgot to do the Untapped app when I was over there. Oh, that's okay. But yeah, this is actually very good. I actually like this. It really is. They really make good good IPAs and everything. They really do. So, all right. So, and it's tax season, so you might want to check this out. East Coast Comic Con in Meadowlands, New Jersey, at the Meadowlands Expo Center on May 17th, 18th, and 19th. So those who are in the New Jersey area or are vacationing down there, might want to check it out. They're going to have some really cool stuff down there. So it's May 17th, 18th, and 19th. And so for more information on ticket information and list of guests that they have going on there. You can check them out at their website at eastcoastconusa.com. Also, ConnectiCon is coming up in January. June. And it's coming. No, July. Sorry, it's coming in July. Already some. As well as the guy David Freeling from Power Rangers, but also a couple of other OG Rangers as well. Karen Ashley, who played Aisha, who replaced the Yellow Ranger. We all know what happened there. And Walter Jones, the original Black Ranger. So they're going to be there. So there's going to be like a nice little Power Rangers reunion, I guess you could say. It looks pretty interesting. I would love to. It would be very interesting if when Jason David Frank showed up. So that would be actually really cool. Really looking forward to that. But nonetheless, I'm actually considering going to that one. But I'm also interested in checking out Terrificon in August. So so that's going to be pretty cool as well too. I actually want to go to that one as well too, but we'll see on the ticket prices and everything like that. But we'll see. I can't make any promises. Maybe I'll do one, do one this year and then go to the other. Maybe I'll alternate between the two. Since I went to Terrificon last year, I'll probably go to ConnectiCon this year, and then next year I'll go back to Terrificon. So I'll see. That's good stuff. So we'll see. So yeah, all right. Anywho, let's get on with tonight's program. So you're probably wondering about the, of course, the So, anyways, we're going to be we're talking about boycotts and how ridiculous they are becoming. A lot of people are boycotting on social media for all the dumb reasons, and I noticed that it's becoming more and more common. It's starting to become ridiculous. It's been happening, it was happening a lot last year, and there's a couple of them this year. And January hasn't been, is like near the end of the month, and there's already 2 boycotts going on this month. One is about regarding the Super Bowl, which a lot of people, I know I'm segueing into that. But I'm doing this weekend. I'm going to be doing the Super Bowl special, so stay tuned for that. So I'm actually doing 2. So technically, I'm going to be doing. So I guess you could say I'm doing 2 Channel X episodes this season, this week. So, so yeah. So it's going to be pretty interesting. So that one is probably going to be a relatively short episode. I haven't debated yet, so we'll see what's going on. But there's a lot of and I think there's going to be even more boycotts too. But some of them are, there's a lot other boycotts going on as well. But which I'm going to be talking about. But the ones that I'm not going to mention are the ones that do make sense. The whole thing with with that Kevin Hart issue, that seems to be dying down now. He said that he's not going to host it now and everything, and so that is crazy. Also, Another one that is, I think I have it in my notes here. Find out. It involves one director. I think I have it here. I think. Oh yeah, okay. Um, Brian, of course, Brian Singer, um, is with that fiasco. I'm going to be talking a little bit more about this during my Oscar predictions episode. I believe it's next week. I believe. I'm not sure. I think it's next week. So I have to look. Look at the date when it's going to be when the Oscars are going to be airing. But of course it has to do with in regards to Bohemian Rhapsody and everything. But that's understandable because Bryan Singer's an asshole. So and but that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about are a bunch of there's like a couple of boycotts that I one of them I already mentioned is in regards to the Super Bowl. That a lot of people are boycotting the Super Bowl because of the fact that their team is not in it. They're also boycotting the Super Bowl because of the fact that the Patriots are in it. So the fuck what? I mean, really? I mean, does it really matter who's in the Super Bowl? And also, why you bitching? It's like, why is everybody bitching, complaining that their team did not make it? I mean, come on, my team didn't make it. You see me bitching, complaining, and say, "Oh, I'm gonna boycott the Super Bowl." No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just not gonna watch it because I just don't see no interest in it. I mean, a lot of people are, a lot of people are saying it's like, well, we all know who's going to win. It's like, who knows? Maybe the Patriots aren't going to win. Never know. Maybe the Raiders. Yeah, like that's going to happen. Maybe they'll win by an index card. I don't know. But the Rams, I mean, and a lot of people are pissed off, and I can understand that they're pissed off because there was a bad call made during the playoffs, during the championship game with involving the Saints and the Rams. There was a bad call there and everything, and a lot of people got pissed off, and the Rams still won. Blah blah blah. I'm not going to get into that because it's a bunch of bullshit, and it's like, I mean, I do understand. It's just the fact that there's nothing that anybody can. It's like, yeah, there's going to be some investigation going. There's an investigation still going on right now. It's like, what are you going to do? It's like, what are you going to do? It's like, what could be done? It's like, what can honestly be done except firing the ref, and firing some refs that agree to that call or something like that. I don't know, but you can't punish the players because it's already confirmed who's going to be at the Super Bowl, and that's the Rams and the Patriots. That's it. End of story. I mean, I'm using the old Jack Tunney reference by saying the referee's decision is final. I mean, yeah, it's bullshit, but there's nothing really that can happen. It's like, it's not like they can have a rematch and schedule. It's not like they can schedule a rematch and say, hey, we're gonna play this game before the Super Bowl, and if this team wins, if this team, whoever wins goes on to play the Patriots, or why not have three? And it's like, yeah, why not have three teams? Have three teams play against each other and everything, and you know have like a really long Super Bowl where in the first half they have the Rams and the Saints, and then whoever wins that first half, second half they go and play the Patriots. So Patriots only get to play half a game. Makes sense. I'm just saying. I don't know. It's like do something, but to make everybody happy. I mean, that would be a pretty interesting Super Bowl. If you think about it, that would be a pretty interesting Super Bowl. But folks, really, it's like boycotting something that stupid is, of course, stupid. It's like you're gonna boycott. It's like, okay, big deal. It's like, really, does it really matter that the Patriots are in there? I mean, come on. We already know that they're going to be. We already knew that they were going to be in there. It's like we shouldn't really have to be pissed off about it. And I really don't have a problem with it because I look at the Patriots and I look at them as the New York Yankees of the NFL. I really do. I really do. They are legitimately the New York Yankees of the NFL. You know, Yankees is to baseball. I mean, Yankees is to the World Series as Patriots is to the Super Bowl. That's how I look at it. And everybody makes a big deal about it. And it's like, last year, I was highly impressed with both teams. Especially when they went into overtime, and it was a really great Super Bowl. I was actually, and I didn't root for the Patriots, but it was so good that Tom Brady made a believer out of me. And and that's a misconception. I honestly do not have any problem with Tom Brady. I really don't have an issue with Tom Brady. Yeah, it was disappointing that he did what he did involving that Deflategate scandal, and and I think he recovered perfectly with that. I honestly think I personally think that his suspension was too mellow. I think he should have had a more severe punishment, because if it was and I stated before, if it was any other player, they would have missed an entire season. I mean, take a look at Michael Vick. I mean, yeah, Michael Vick had a more serious offense, seeing the fact that he was he pretty much ruined his career by with the bad choices that he made, involving animal cruelty, putting in dog fights and everything. And I get that, but his punishment fit the crime, and he was in jail, and then when he was out when he was released, he basically had didn't get a chance to play until a year later, after he was released from prison. So he actually had he actually was out for a couple of seasons. One season was when he was released from prison. So yeah, it was like, so yeah, I can understand that. And the football issue and everything, I get it. I get it, but yeah, he should have had, technically, he should have had a season off instead of 4 games. Maybe even maybe I would like push it to maybe mid-season. I would say maybe give him like mid-season to think about what he did and everything, and say, but Roger Goodell is making bad choices too. You know, I mean, if you want, I get it, but but he became a better person after that, and so because of that, I respect the guy and everything. At first, I didn't, I lost respect for him, but at the same time, he was like, okay, he redeemed. I get it. He redeemed himself, but then there's a problem there. I mean, I would like the team a lot more than what I do if one person left, and that's Bill Belichick. I just can't stand the guy. I hate him. This is going back to when he was caught cheating, looking at the Jets playbook and everything. Was caught looking at the Jets playbook and everything, and technically he cheated, which affected which did affect the Patriots that season, and rightfully so. I mean, it sucks because those are all good, talented athletes there, but at the same time, Bill Belichick, But anyways, we're not going to talk about that too much. About I'm not going to talk. It's like we're talking about, but the boycotting this year's Super Bowl is stupid and childish and petty. And it's like, so what? I get it. Okay, it's like, so what? It's like your team didn't make it. Big deal. Mine didn't either. Okay, my team's the New York Giants, and so you see me pissing and moaning that you see me bitching and complaining that the Giants didn't make it in. So I'm gonna be like, oh, screw the NFL. Screw that. Really grow up, people. Grow up. It's like if you're not, if you have that big of an issue with it, then just don't fucking watch it. I mean, a lot of everybody's already seen the Super Bowl commercials, anyways. So you might as well not. And we don't even know what's going on with the halftime show. Is Adam Levine going to perform, or isn't he? We don't know. But anyways, let's not worry about that right now because we already have a topic for tonight, and we'll talk more about that during the Super Bowl special. So anyways, boycotting the Super Bowl for that reason is stupid. Another boycott, which is also very stupid, and it's something that I did post on my Twitter. If I can find it, because I found out about it on Monday, I believe. I think it was. I did post it. Because it had to do with Starbucks. I'm trying to find it. I think I went too far. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, it was 3 days ago. So I'll read you this article. And I'll read you this article. This is coming from the Business Insider. This was announced a few days ago. After years of publishing progressive policies, former Starbucks CEO Howard Schultz has infuriated the left. His crime: considering running for president as an independent. After the billionaire executive announced he's exploring a run as a centrist independent in 2020, Democrats voiced loud and almost unanimous opposition to the move. They said Schultz would siphon off anti-Trump voters that the future Democratic nominee will lead, acting as a spoiler, much like the independents Ross Perot and Ralph Nader did back in 1992 and 2000, respectively. Ian Russell, a Democratic congressional strategist, told Business Insider, I'd take him at his word that he is well intentioned. But this is a rich man's fantasy that will turn out to be nothing more than a massive in-kind contribution to Donald Trump's re-election campaign. He also added, there simply isn't a path for an independent. All the money in the world can't change the laws of political physics. Russell added that he doesn't know anyone working in the Democratic politics who would support Schultz's bid given the liabilities. Bullshit! I literally did sneeze, and I did say bullshit with that, so that's actually a first for me. That literally was a legitimate sneeze. The stakes are so high in this election, and defeating Trump must be an all-hands-on-deck united front. Adrian Elrod, Hillary Clinton's 2016 director of strategic communications, also told Business Insider. Many Democrats are slamming Schultz's bid as a doomed vanity project, and they will likely escalate pressure on Schultz to drop the idea. He's going to have to look into Jesse Ferguson, a former spokesman for Hillary Clinton in 2016, in her presidential campaign for 2016, says he's going to have to look in the mirror one day and decide if he wants to be part of the solution or part of the problem. While the American people aren't thrilled with a two-party system, they're even less excited about this kind of party of one. This potential punishment goes beyond Schultz. Some on the left are threatening to boycott Starbucks if the former CEO runs for president. And of course, some so the Democratic Party wants to threaten to boycott Starbucks if Howard Schultz wants to run for officially decides to run for president. and of course, with the word boycott Starbucks going on and everything, it's just ridiculous. And this is what I tweeted out because of this, because it is stupid. I go and say the former CEO is thinking about running for president, and everyone wants to boycott Starbucks. Seriously, people, grow up. There's other things going on than boycotting a coffee shop you hypocrites will still go to. That's a valid point. It's like, seriously, why make it? It's like, it's serious. I'm like dead serious about this. And that's actually what I tweeted out when I heard about this. And when I first saw it trending on Twitter, I thought I was actually thinking for the worst. It's like, okay, what racial intolerance did happen at Starbucks now? Everybody knows everybody knows what I'm talking about. I'm not getting into details. And then all of a sudden, and then of course you have, what, like, or maybe there was some tainted coffee somehow. It can happen. Tainted coffee, it can happen. So, must have gotten some bean. When they get their bean delivery, it could have been recalled or something like that. And some people, and they didn't know about it until somebody drank it and got sick. It could happen. Those are probably possible reasons for a boycott. If the way the reputation has been acting lately. Also, with the or in case if something might have happened with their coffee beans, but to threaten to especially with the Democrats for even thinking this. So what if he wants to run for president? Let him. I mean, we already have one asshole already in office, and he's supposed to be a business-made billionaire and everything like that. But here comes another business-made billionaire, and so what? Donald Trump as president actually proved that anybody can be president. Hell, I could be president if I wanted to. I could run for presidency if I wanted to. But am I going to? No, I'm not. Because I'm that smart. I'm smart enough not to run. Because I can't keep my mouth shut. For real. This is what you'll be hearing. This is what you'll be hearing in my campaign speeches. Beep. And I'm not talking about flatlining. I'm talking about like the whole thing would just be one big censored campaign video. I'm Tom Dog, and I approve this message. Really? Would you want to hear that for 30 seconds? I think not. I mean, really? I mean, I can make one decent one where I'm cosplaying as Donald Trump, and I could be like, I'm not gonna run for president. I'm gonna vote for Tom Dog. I'm Tom Dog, and I approve this message. I'll do that. But I would. Donald Trump would hate me. I mean, it was to say that he's not hating me now after all the things I've said about him, and currently is, especially doing this bit. Who the hell is Tom Dog? Why is he making fun of me? Because you're that easy, Don. I'm not easy. Earth Girls are easy. Great movie. No, Galactic Gigolo was my favorite movie. Everybody in Connecticut knows what I'm talking about. I love that movie. But seriously, so what if Howard Schultz wants to run for president? He's no is like, and why would you want to threaten to boycott Starbucks when he's not even working there anymore? He's not even working for Starbucks anymore. He's a former CEO. He's not a current CEO. He's a former CEO, which means that he's probably retired and probably out doing something else. So that means nothing to him anymore. And for that, you want to, it's like, you want to threaten to boycott Starbucks? Fuck you. Everybody that, that, I noticed that everybody that bitches and complains about Starbucks, and I'm going to be talking about Starbucks a lot in this video, because it goes back to a few years ago when they unveiled the red cups for the holiday. These were just plain red holiday cups for the holidays, and everybody went nuts. Everybody were starting, were starting to come out with torches and pitchforks, and starting to and lynch ropes and everything. Wanted to bury Starbucks and boycott the shit out of Starbucks, only because of a seasonal cup was a different color. Let's see. No, I don't. Okay. Never mind. You're lucky. I was going to break out a red Solo cup. If everybody has an issue with red cups, then you know what? Don't even bother. Don't even bother getting drinking out of red Solo cups at parties. Apparently, you have something against red cups. My X is red. Does that mean that you're offended by, is people offended by a red X? It should be a different color X? No. The traditional Channel X colors are always going to be black, white, and red. Those are the traditional colors. Those are the traditional colors. The Brill Pro logo, on the other hand, is always going to be blue and gray. So yeah. And of course, the same thing is always going to be for Wrestling Prime. Blue and gray. So for that, everybody's going to have an issue with that? What if I decided to change the colors? Would everybody have an issue about it? That's what I want. Not what you want. It's what I want. This is my baby, not yours. People seriously need to grow the fuck up. Especially when it comes to boycotting Starbucks. It's like, it seems like anything that's in relation to Starbucks, everybody wants to boycott it. Everybody has their name wrong on their cup. They want to boycott it. If the coffee, the coffee that they buy is too expensive, and of course they're going to be jacking up the price. They're going to be jacking up their prices again this summer. They're going to be raising the prices again this summer. So everyone's going to boycott it then too. So does that really mean, does that call for grounds of boycotting Starbucks just because your name, just because your name is wrong, spelled wrong, and the coffee's too damn expensive? Then why the fuck do you go there in the first fucking place? It's like you're the dumbass that is like, hey, I'm gonna go to Starbucks and I'm gonna spend $6 on a venti mocha latte. So what? But I'm gonna boycott. I'm also gonna boycott it because I'm not gonna. It's like, because I don't like those prices, but I'm still gonna drink the coffee anyways because I'm a hypocrite. When I go to Starbucks, it's because it's basically because I'm rewarding myself. I know how expensive their coffee is and everything, so I choose not to go there and get it. However, if I do have the money, I am gonna go and get it. That's just who I am. Is everybody happy with that? I mostly get my coffee at Cumberland Farms, 99 cents, any size. Go to McDonald's, you can get any size cup of coffee for $1. Why isn't anybody going there? You go to Dunkin' Donuts, oh, excuse me, Dunkin' now. Why isn't anybody boycotting Dunkin' Donuts? Because of the name. Because they got rid of the donuts. For that matter, why is anybody boycotting McDonald's? Because they can't even, because nobody behind the counter knows how to make a proper McFlurry. Why isn't anybody boycotting that? I'm already starting a boycott movement, and that's boycotting all these goddamn date sites that want you to spend 30 or some odd dollars. And you know what? Since I brought that up, I'm going to show you proof. Match.com. Match.com. Yeah, I'm actually on there. So, okay. So here we go. There's 14 people that like me. Allegedly. "14 people have liked you." Okay? Look what happens. Look right there. It says upgrade now. Look what happens when I upgrade now. Oh, look at that. Our site may be experiencing technical difficulties or may be working to enhance this feature. You mean? So maybe that's a bad idea. Alright, let's look at plenty of fucking time wasted. Okay, so right here, okay, so I'm in the meat me section of Plenty of Fish. 9 people have said yes to me. But look right there on the bottom. So I can't look at the profiles. I can't look to see who liked me and everything like that. So guess what? I'm not gonna bother wasting my fucking time. And eHarmony, fuck you too. You're another one. I have my chance. I think I might have a better chance on AshleyMadison.com. I haven't said that. I haven't brought up Ashley Madison in a long time. Maybe it's because maybe it was because I was milking that shit dry. and it worn out is welcome. Marissa, of all people, knows exactly what I'm talking about because there was one season where I would, like, every time, number one was always going to be Ashley Madison when I did the Channel X Top 5. Marissa knows exactly what I'm talking about, right? But I haven't brought them up in a long time. For about a couple of years now. But still, it's like, maybe I should boycott. It's like, I'm boycotting that. And does anybody care? No, because people still want to throw money out there. You know, I figured out a solution. I figured out a solution on Badoo because I'm also on Badoo. You know, there was like some people that are, you know, that were looking at my profile and they were, you know, interested in me and everything like that, and that's fine. You know, they're from other state. You know, someone in New York likes you. Okay, so fine. So their face is all blurred out and everything, like, you know, their face is all pixelated and everything like that. So what I did to prevent having to pay the fee, you know, to prevent having to pay the fees, because I don't want to pay that $1. That $1 for one day. Fuck that. Not happening. I go ahead and I changed my location. I set my location to where it is. You know, like, I just type in New York. You know, it says somebody in Poughkeepsie, New York, or something like that. You know, I'm using Poughkeepsie as an example. You know, I type in Poughkeepsie, New York, and then what I do is I strategically look at the blurred picture to see what remotely matches that, and then if I see that if I see that it's right, I'm gonna go ahead and click that heart button, and if it, you know, that's the one, then that's the one. And then I got into an argument because because one person was like, I thought you said you were, you said that you were, I was like, technically not, because originally, you know, when you want to match with me and everything, you saw that I currently live in Connecticut, so all I did was switch, and I got into this discussion of what I did. It's like, this is what I did. It's like, because I'm not gonna pay money to look at a profile when I can easily find, you know, when Badoo is so easily to hack and find, you know, the person that looked at you. That's virtually impossible without having the button, unless you have to buy the. So I'm technically cheating at this point, you know. It's like, I'm gonna do this, you know. I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna change my location to the person, to where the person that like me is from, and I'm gonna go ahead and say, you know, match the picture that best represents that profile, that blurred out picture, and then there you go. There's the match. And then as soon as I'm done with that, I go back and reset to my hometown settings and say, oh, and then they're like, oh, I thought you were living in New York. It's like, because when you first saw my profile, you noticed I was living in Connecticut. It never said anything about me living in Poughkeepsie. It's like, so how did you do it? It's like, I told you. Like, this is what I did. So I know how to buck the system on Badoo. So yeah, it's like, why should anybody have to pay? Why should anybody have to pay for love? Why? It's like, didn't anybody learn a thing or two from J-Lo? Love doesn't cost a thing. Apparently, it's costing you $25 just to look at some profile, and it probably, and most likely, it's not even going to be a compatible match. Then there's like this new one that's called Bumble or something like that. I haven't even looked at it. I probably don't even want to. It probably looks stupid. But when they say, that's how they get you. It's like, oh, this is free. You don't need to do nothing. This is, oh, come to this date site. It's free. You don't have to do anything. Bullshit. It's like you forget that everybody forgets that they leave out one little minor detail. You still have to pay to look at the profiles or read their messages. Fuck you. I'm not doing that. Not doing that at all. You hear me, Match? You hear me, eHarmony? You hear me, Plenty of Fish? You hear me, Bumble? I'm not doing none of that shit. You say that you're a free date site? Mean what you say. Don't false advertise. Because technically, that's a perfect legitimate reason to boycott, because it's false advertising. eHarmony hates me because I talk a lot of shit about them. They do. I mean, really. I mean, this is ridiculous. It's so ridiculous that, people got to boycott for stupid reasons. Stupid reasons. And I just hate it. I literally hate it. There's other things that people could be boycotting, but they're not because they're too chicken shit to do so. You know how it is. This is what and that surprises me. Actually, it doesn't surprise me, because think about it. You ever notice how when there's stuff that can easily be boycotted are not, because a little thing is easily boycotted again, is easily, something very, very stupid. The most dumbest boycott, the most dumbest issue gets boycotted more than ones that should be boycotted, like the president's behavior. Donald Trump's behavior. Sorry, I don't refer to him as a president, because to me, he is not a president. Why isn't anybody boycotting Donald Trump? Why? I would have been, and I'm really surprised about the people who were laid off, and this brings up a really interesting point. During the shutdown, everybody who was laid off failed to do one thing. Failed to do one little thing. And that was boycott the president. Boycott. Why didn't anybody go on strike during the government shutdown? Picket in front of the White House, picket in front of Capitol Hill, saying, we need the government open. We need our jobs. Why didn't anybody do that? But no, you want to boycott a coffee shop because you rather boycott a coffee shop. I'm disappointed on everybody. Here was an opportunity to stick it to Trump, and you failed miserably. You did nothing. During the shutdown. Where was anybody? It's like, and then now there's talks about another government shutdown if things don't meet 21 days after the shutdown, after the government reopened, which is going to be in February 15th, the day after Valentine's Day. Ooh, that's real smart, Don. I think a lot of people would be pissed off if it happened on Valentine's Day. But because of but with the government shutdown and everything, that makes it okay. That makes it okay to not to not protest and say, hey, we need fight for your jobs. Instead, you rather call out sick and not show up, which I get and I understand that. But you also should have went on strike. You should have went on strike. You should have protested. You should have boycotted this shutdown. And state your case that and state your case. But nobody did. Nobody went on strike during this shutdown. And that's what pisses me off. Because everybody's afraid of Donald Trump. Everybody's afraid of him. If I was working for the government and I was told to go home because of the shutdown, you know what I'm going to be doing? I'm not going home. I'm going to be going to the nearest Walmart or Target, buying a poster board and some markers. Then I go home, write what I have to say, and say, "Honey, I'm going to Washington D.C. I'll be back in a few days. Unless you want to come with me." It's like, why? Oh, because of the government shutdown, I'm not going to be getting any money. Why? I would have been the first one out there protesting. I wouldn't give a damn how cold it was. I don't care. I would have went down there and I would have been like, picketing. I say, I want my job back, and like, reopen the government. I need my job back. I need my job. Especially the TSA. Total shitty assholes. Who called out, where a bunch of employees got, called out sick. And I do feel bad for them in a way. But at the same time, we all know how their reputation has been lately. So, I mean, yeah, I do feel bad for the because of the government shutdown. I mean, I'll be kind of lenient towards them. But they would have been. I'm really surprised that they, those who were laid off, should have easily protested. They should have easily protested, but did they? No. Instead, they decided to call out and use up their sick time. That's real smart. And that government shutdown was like, and that was a really huge security risk as well too, because of the fact that, I mean, during the shutdown, have you seen the lines at the airports? Holy shit. It was like waiting in line to buy tickets for a Kiss concert. I was like, holy shit. It was ridiculous. And that frightened me the most, and that literally frightened me the most because of the fact that the TSA workers temporarily lost their, were temporarily laid off. it bothered me because of the fact that now because of that, with no airport security and everything, terrorists would have easily came in and did something. I'm just saying. I mean, we are really lucky that we really are lucky that didn't go that far. But just imagine if it did. Guess who we would have to blame? Not the terrorists themselves. I mean, yeah, we could blame the terrorists too, but you know who else we would have to blame? Donald Trump. But then he'll go and say, "Oh, it's fake news. The Democrats wanted this shutdown. I didn't want this shutdown." And then you got Bitch McConnell, who would decide, and I say bitch, not Mitch, Bitch McConnell, saying that this government shutdown was a big mistake. Well, you're the one that didn't stop him. You're the dumbass that said, "Oh yeah, it's like, I'm all for the shutdown. I'm for the shutdown." He has no neck. I'm all for the shutdown. I'm all for the shutdown. I support Donald Trump because I bob his knob. Meanwhile, but he did do the smart thing and hide. That was the smartest thing that he's ever done, was hide. I'm not here. I'm not here. I'm not Mitch McConnell. I'm Stitch McDougal. I'm Michael McDougal. But nobody did nothing, and that's what bothers me. Here with the government shutdown could have easily, a lot of people who were temporarily laid off or not getting the funding that they were supposed to, should have done something. But nobody did nothing. The government layoffs, the government officials never did nothing. And we had to sit around and take it. It's bullshit. And this is coming from Donald. Donald Trump is the biggest bullshitter of them all, because he once said, when Obama was forced to do a government shutdown, Donald Trump was one of the first to say, anybody who shuts down the government is weak. Look what you did, Don. It makes you look weak. But everybody's like, oh no, it makes Donald Trump look. It's like, oh, what are you talking about? Donald Trump is smart and strong for doing this. Oh, but several years ago, you said it was a bad idea because a black president did it. Ooh, that makes it okay. That makes it okay, right? So it's okay for Donald Trump to do it, but not Barack Obama. Okay, I get it now. I get it, you racist fuck. Get the hell out of here. And to be quite honest with you, I didn't approve of that. I didn't think it was a good idea either when the government shut down. I don't like when any president shuts down the government. I don't like it. I don't know who made that official that it's okay for a president to shut down the government. Fuck you. It does not work. Shutdowns never work because we're always in a bind right after. I'm just saying. Oh, because Obama did it, you know, everybody's all pissed off. You know, everybody like legitimately does get pissed off, but when Donald Trump does it, it's divided, and more people are like, "Yay, yay!" I'm telling you, there's a bunch of hypocrites around here. A bunch. And it's sad. It literally is sad. And I hate it. I hate it with a passion. You know, when everybody boycotts the government because of, I mean, boycotts something stupid, and like it proves my point. It's easy to boycott something small and stupid than it is to boycott something that needs to be boycotted. Like, you know, with if the government shutdown, or or you know, police brutality. That's another one that should be boycotted. I was like, and what about all this, you know, the stuff with the Me Too movement? Why isn't the Me Too movement boycotting, you know, doing more to boycott all these asshole, you know, boycott all these things that involved with the is like, at least the LGBT community is doing something as far as boycotting. I mean, at least they're doing something meaningful and for legitimate reasons. Because you got the former director for Bohemian Rhapsody is in trouble, which could jeopardize Bohemian Rhapsody's chances of winning an Oscar this year. And it's nominated for Best Picture. Luckily, the director is not even nominated. I'm glad that that's the one snub that I approve of. But I don't know. I really don't know. You know, everybody was quick. Everybody was quick to target Roseanne for her behavior on Twitter, saying something racist. They did that. You know, their job was done. I mean, at least that, you know, at least that was a meaningful. At least that was a legitimate reason to boycott the show because of what Roseanne did. It was a good you know, reason to boycott the Oscars for a little bit because of Kevin Hart's behavior. I mean, but yeah, you know, he's recovering, and he's over it now. You know, he you know, sincerely apologized, and he's moving on. Everybody moved on after that, and that's good. I'm glad some good came out of it. But when it comes to Donald Trump, no, forget it. Forget it. We can't do nothing. We can't do nothing because I'm afraid. I'm afraid. Give me the ball. I'll run it. Cuz I'm not afraid of Donald Trump. I'm not afraid of him. Napoleon Bonaparte can kick his ass. I'm just saying. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of Donald Trump. Give me the ball. I'll protest. I'll boycott his presidency. I'll boycott his election for next year. Give me the ball, I'll run it. Because everybody knows I can. And believe me, I have a lot of things prepared for next year with Tom Dog Rants. This is going on overtime. I'm surprised I'm not getting boycotted. You know why? Because I'm not that big of a threat. Everybody looks at me as not a liability because of the fact that I'm not getting paid. I'm not a successful YouTuber. I'm not getting any money off of this. But again, if I was, then that would be a different story. But if I did the same thing that Logan Paul did, I would be gone. But yet nobody wants to touch Logan Paul because he's an asshole. Because number one, he's perfect. No matter how many people he pisses off, whether it's those that are battling depression, whether it's the LGBT community, which I don't understand which brings up a very interesting question. Why isn't anybody boycotting Logan Paul? Why? Why isn't he removed from anything? I mean, yeah, I understand what he said wasn't on YouTube, but still the fact that that it surfaced onto YouTube makes it bad. And I don't understand why nothing was done for that. Because he said something offensive, he said something demeaning. And the fact that no one still hasn't forgotten him, especially myself, have still not forgiven him for what he did last year, for all the things that he did last year, for poking fun at a dead guy, making fun of a dead guy, and shocking a dead rat, tasing a dead rat. Who the fuck does that? But yet he's still goes on. But yet he's still allowed to be on YouTube. Why didn't anybody take care of PewDiePie when he went on that downward spiral for a minute there, for a little while, when he said something anti-Semitic, when he said something racist? Why? Oh, because he's untouchable, because he's the highest paid YouTuber. If I was running YouTube, he would have been gone. As well as Logan Paul. They both would have been gone. But it is surprising that also too, that, but everybody was really quick to target Alex Jones though. Everybody was real quick to target Alex Jones, and you know what? I'm glad for that. At least there was some good out of that, because everybody did their job when Alex Jones ran his mouth. And now look at him. He's being sued. He's being sued by Sandy Hook. He's being sued by Sandy Hook after some comments that he said involving the tragic shooting that happened back in 2012. And I'm glad for that. And I'm glad that he's going to be getting what he deserves. I'm glad for that. And I hope that he gets the book thrown at him. And I'm not talking about figuratively. I'm thinking physically. I'm talking about just grabbing the thickest book that you can find and chuck it at him. If not, can I do it? Can I throw a really, really thick, heavy book at him? Like literally. I want to do that so bad to Alex Jones. And I would really love to be on that jury, too. So I can get a front row seat to see his demise. Well, we all know that's not going to happen. Because it would be really tough for me to keep an open mind. Because I want to give him a closed fist. You catch my drift. Bottom line is like we really if you're gonna boycott, boycott something that deserves to be boycotted, not something stupid like boycotting stuff. And it's like another thing I forgot to mention. Everybody was boycotting Nike last year because Colin Kaepernick was the new spokesperson. Why? Because you weren't picked to be the new spokesperson for Nike? And the funniest thing about that, the way the boycott was handled was one of the most dumbest things. Everybody that already bought their Nike merchandise, and everything, they set fire to it and everything. All the stuff, all the hundreds of dollars that they spent money on, including, and except for the Jordans, they were like, nope, nope. If it says Nike on it, let's set it on fire. It's like you just wasted hundreds of dollars on Nike merchandise just to set it on fire and to prove what? It's like, oh, because I don't like Nike anymore. You know what? You could have easily sold some of that shit. You could have easily donated that to a homeless person. You could have seen. You probably should. You probably would have saw some homeless guy in the street. In the cold. We're like in the single digits right now, close to being and we're going to be back to Arctic chilling later on tonight. You could have seen some homeless man walking on the street, freezing his ass off, but yet you chose to burn the shoes that could have kept that guy's feet warm, or a nice Nike jacket that would have kept him warm during the winter. You know how stupid you sounded by boycotting Nike because of that, just because Colin Kaepernick wasn't your choice? This is the stupid shit I'm talking about, folks. This is the stupid shit that I'm talking about. Especially with the Super Bowl. If you're not gonna, if you don't want to watch the Super Bowl, if you have a big issue with this year's Super Bowl, then don't fucking watch it. Go watch the Puppy Bowl. Go watch the Kitten Bowl. Go watch the Cat Bowl. Or here's another one. Here's another bowl that you can watch, the Toilet Bowl. There's a lot of better shit on there than there is on the other bowls that you see. And you know what? Here. I'll even give you some toilet paper. Here. Here you go. Here you go. Here's some toilet paper for you. Here's some nice toilet paper for you. Make bathrooms great again. Well, on that note, that's pretty much all the time I have for today. I will be back here again this weekend with another Channel X episode, which is the Super Bowl special. We're gonna have a lot of fun with. We're actually gonna have a lot of fun with that. We're actually gonna have a lot of fun with that. Um, let's see. And be sure to follow me on Twitter at TomDog247. And if you missed any of tonight's episode, you can check it out immediately after I turn off this camera. Thumbs up the video if you like. Hit thumbs up video button if you like it. Comment down below. Comment down below. What you feel about Howard Schultz running for president? Ringy dingy that bell so you can stay notified of what I'm going to be doing next, which will be the so that you can stay notified of when I'm going to be doing the Super Bowl predictions episode. Everyone seems to love that, and more importantly, more than anything in the world, and I will love you for it. For all you new members out there, for all you new noobs out there, face hug that subscribe button. And we will see you next time. Till then, this is Tom Dog saying take care, so long, peace.